We want to go in depth on Iran and its new amiable efforts for diplomacy. Joining us here in the studio, Kurt Volker, former U.S. ambassador to NATO and executive director of McCain Institute for International Leadership. There was a lot going on today for the first day, but obviously Iran, I think, takes center stage in many respects. What's your take on all of this? I mean, what was your takeaway?
Right. Well, the first thing is what's different, now as opposed to a week or 2 weeks ago. The only thing one can really say is different is the tone. We have a new Iranian president, and he's expressing himself in different ways than Ahmadinejad did when he was going to the UN a couple of years ago. So that's different. But when you look at Iranian policy, what are they really doing? They're supporting Hezbollah, they're supporting Assad in Syria, they're still firing up all the centrifuges to produce nuclear materials, which points toward a nuclear weapon. So until we start to see some different policies from Iran, I think it's a lot of fluff. We got to see the hard stuff.
But he is extending the olive branch, and President Obama himself, it sounds like the White House was the one that went forward with, hey, let's have the handshake, and it was actually Rouhani who said this is not going to play well domestically in Iran.
Right.
There is a lot of resentment in Iran. Basically, these sanctions are really taking a toll on the citizens there, not necessarily the government, but the people that live in the country.
You put your finger on why the change in tone. Change in tone is because Rouhani, the Iranian government, want relief from the sanctions. Do they want to change any of the policies that have caused those sanctions to be put in place? No, not really. So what we have to see is the Iranians start to offer up, all right, we're willing to come to the table and make some changes here in order to do that. I think it's smart of Rouhani to offer a different tone for his own tactical reasons. I think it's smart of Obama not to just reject that. That would be seen negatively inside Iran. But ultimately, we have to look at, what's the beef here? What are people really concerned about? It's Iran enriching uranium to levels and in quantities that can't be explained any other way.
So it's words, but in addition to words, deeds. So what, and this is kind of an important week in many respects. What do you need to see as the week progresses?
Well, what I wished that Rouhani had done was go to New York with a proposal. There have been talks going on with Iran and the P3, P5+1 for over a decade. And they know what everyone's concerns are about. They know what proposals have been out there. He could have come forward with some steps and said, all right, we are willing to do this. We are willing to do that. But that's not what we got. We got the tone, the gestures, not to be spurned. Let's try to be encouraging, but let's not take our eye off the ball.
Keep it going. Keep the momentum going. Kurt Volker, thank you so much for coming in. Certainly appreciate it.